This is Sunday Sport on RTE Radio 1.
Welcome back. England versus Ireland. Pat Fenlon's worried for Ireland. Alan?
Yeah, I'd be the same, but it just looks like it's just kicked off there. Abasele right wing back, looks like O'Dowda left wing back, so three at the back. That's the one thing we were kind of contemplating before the match days, but I would be worried if this England team turns up. Okay, let's go for commentary to Wembley Stadium then. Our commentary team, Kenny Cunningham, and first John Kenny.
Into the Lions' Den come Ireland. We've just kicked off. It's pouring rain here at the home of English football, and England are playing from right to left as we look at it. The Irish team: Caoimhín Kelleher, Callum O'Dowda, Dara O'Shea, Liam Scales, Josh Cullen, Sammy Smoddox, Jason Malumbi in for the suspended Jason Knight, Evan Ferguson, Mark McGuinness of Luton Town makes his debut, Festi Abazella and Nathan Collins. Kenny Cunningham's on co-commentary with me. What about the shape of the Irish team, do you think?
It's all about the shape, John.
Yep.
What's their shape? It looks like 4-3-3 to me. Gotta be honest, it looks like Nathan Collins is sitting in the holding midfield position with Josh Cullen and Jason Malumbi ahead of him. And then we got a front three of Sammy Smoddox off the left hand side, Festi on the right, and Evan Ferguson is that lone central striker.
England: Pickford, Walker, Gallagher, Gay, Harry Kane's back, Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon, Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento, Curtis Jones, and Noni Madueke is playing today as well. It's a very inexperienced side, actually, this English team, bar, of course, Harry Kane, who's earning his 103rd cap tonight. Amazing.
Some talent though, John, really is. As expected, Bellingham looks like he's playing off Harry Kane, the number 10. Partnership of Conor Gallagher, Curtis Jones in central midfield. Young talent on the pitch, all right, but Livramento and Hall I'm big fans of in those full back positions. And those wide areas as well. Gordon and Madueke in particular, I think, up against Callum O'Dowda. That'd be a small word, I've got to be honest with you. Callum O'Dowda, we know the attacking qualities which he has, but defending against Madueke 1v1 situations not going to be easy for him. He's going to need some help.
Tremendous atmosphere here. There's a huge contingent of Irish supporters just down below us, away to our left hand side. Republic of Ireland playing from left to right in this first half, and you can hear the Irish supporters in the fields of Athenry in the pouring rain, but everybody undercover except for the players. It's 0-0 and we're in the third minute of this Nations League game. The other match in the group is Finland against Greece, and that also kicked off at 5 o'clock. Keep an eye on that, but English fans more interested in that really, because Ireland are safe in the knowledge that they're in a playoff position, third in this group. Greece and England level on 12 points apiece. Ireland some defending to do now. This is Gordon on the left hand side, faced by Ebuseli, midway inside the the Irish half of the field. Back to Bellingham, rolls it out the far side to Kyle Walker. One of the very experienced player in this team, earning his 93rd cap tonight, the Manchester City player. Into Kane, midway inside the Irish half of the field, rolls it back to Walker. Walker then plays it out the far side, back to Walker again, just trying to prize an opening here. England, they go short to Gallagher, and out this near side they go to Hall. Once again it's swung across the line to Gordon. Anthony Gordon, that is, plays it to Curtis Jones of Liverpool. England playing a lot of keep ball here, Ireland really sitting deep and inviting them on.
Yeah, it's pretty passive, John. You've got the back four, midfield five, just sat behind the ball. That's okay to a point. At some stage, though, you have to jump out, as Callum O'Dowda has done there. Try and win the ball back, a bit of possession, and when you win it back, John, keep it. 3, 4, 5 passes, relieve the pressure.
And Scales does a little bit of that, though, but Collins lost the ball, and England now attacking into the Irish penalty area. Across the area goes Caoimhín Kelleher, stuck a foot out, shot comes in from the edge of the area from Curtis Jones, and an Irish defender, and up and over the crossbar by Madueke. Came in from that right hand side right into the penalty area, caused all sorts of consternation. Caoimhín Kelleher got a foot to it, Jones put it over the crossbar. It's gone away for a corner.
Trying to play our way out, John Wembley on the edge of our box with Josh Cullen trying to play in the half turn, got caught, and immediately Madueke's in possession. He's driving into the box. It's all a little bit desperate after that. No problem at times, just hooking that ball around the corner 30 yards up the pitch. Got to be so careful, Josh Cullen, in those situations. He's got to keep possession, it's so important.
Madueke's trotted over to take the corner, the first one of the match. And on that far side, swings it in towards the penalty spot. The header over the top from Walker. He came piling in the Manchester City defender to the edge of the 6-yard box on the right hand side. Got a good strong contact on that, but couldn't direct it on target.
Yeah, we've got to do better there. He's got to cross Jason Malumbi there, that near post area. Generally you have somebody, a defender in that area, expecting that ball to be delivered. We didn't. The area was open. Walker recognised and made a drive and run in there. Got a yard on Jason Malumbi. Thought he should have done better, John, to be honest with you. Probably should have got that on target.
It's still raining here at Wembley as the ball's played out to O'Shea. O'Shea then puts it down the line. Ireland trying to get into the English half of the field with Jason Malumbi for the first time, but it's come off an English player last, but they've got a throw down by the halfway line, which O'Shea will take. Dara O'Shea, who came on as a substitute for Matt Doherty in the win over Finland on Thursday night, and he has retained his place. Doherty is on the bench tonight. England, though, have taken the ball back, and Malumbi commits the foul, and it's going to be a free kick to England. Jude Bellingham going to ground just inside the Irish half of the field. Quickly taken out to the far side. It goes to Livramento, back to Walker. Walker's more accustomed to playing at a right back position, but he's playing as one of a back three with the two wing backs for England in Maduka and Anthony Gordon. Gordon has it now on the left hand side. We're in the 7th minute of the game. All the pressure has been on the Irish goal so far. In fact, they haven't even got outside their own half just momentarily when they got that free kick. The ball's chipped into the penalty area in the direction of Kane, and then O'Shea adds to it. That's the first involvement we've had in the game from Mark McGuinness from Luton Town. There was a little deft header back to O'Shea. O'Shea then got the clearance. Here's Ebuzeli now trying to work his magic down the right hand side. He skipped by 3-4 defenders. This is a really good work by Ebuzeli. For the first time Ireland are attacking. Ferguson is behind him. Ebuzeli, eventually the ball's nicked off him by Mark Gay, but that was some nice footwork by Ebuzeli.
Yeah, well, it looks as if he'd nowhere to go, John. You're right, running down a cul-de-sac, but it's close control, upper body strength, kept the ball away from the England players. Just kind of ran out of ideas a bit. Guay was good defend from him, didn't commit himself. He anticipated the big touch from Ebuzeli, had the pace to match him and took the ball off him, but at least trying to be positive there, Ebuzeli.
Bellingham moving forward with purpose on the left hand side, plays the ball inside to Gordon. Gordon, well, good defending from the Irish captain. Collins saw that, knocked it out of the corner for a corner, the second one, and it goes to England. It's going to be on the left hand side in front of the bank of Irish supporters. It's
really good play from Nathan Collins. We got stressed there a little bit down the right hand side. Mark McGuinness got drawn out. Dara O'Shea couldn't get back on the cover, but Nathan Collins had spotted from that deep midfield position. John, he's going to slid back in as a centre half, tracked the run from Gordon and made a vital interception.
Corner will be taken on the left hand side by Anthony Gordon, earning his 9th cap tonight, the Newcastle player, Liverpool born, played with Everton for a while. He's going to play this with his right boot. The referee's not happy that he hasn't got the ball in the little arc, because he just wants to push it back or two. So much to the joy of the Irish supporters, he just takes it back by an inch, now another inch. The referee's happy enough. Our referee actually is from Belgium today. It's Eric Lambrechts, the Belgian referee, just being a little bit over fussy there. Anyway, Gordon is to take it now, swings it in towards the 6-yard area, but it went straight to Josh Cullen, who took up a good position at the near post. Gone back to Gordon, though, dumps it in, should be Callagher's, and he takes it inside his 6-yard box nice and comfortably. Good catch by the keeper.
Yeah, it was a catch you'd expect Quavine to make. Gordon's usually better than that, John, coming in on his right hand side, usually whips the ball in a lot quicker than that, a lot flat with more pace, kind of floated it a little bit. That made Quavine's mind up early to come and collect. Easy take for him. Interesting now what we do, where we're looking to play out, going to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, Nathan Collins has pushed on towards the halfway line, hoping to get the ball or a little flick on, and now he's going to drop back into a defensive position. So yeah, it looks like he's playing some kind of midfield role when England have the ball drop back into that back three. Yeah,
exactly. And when we're looking to go back to front, you saw it there, he stepped out almost into a kind of centre forward position to offer himself up to receive the ball off Quavine.
Important headed up by Scales. Bellingham had got in behind him as the ball was played forward by England into the Irish penalty area, but Ireland have got a throw now on the far side, which O'Dowda is going to take. The rain seems to have abated a little bit. You can see a little bit of it. Rain just stopping, which is good. Nice slick surface down there. Pitch is in a remarkable condition. This is some stadium. I was here in 1990, the last time I was here, the old Wembley, watching Manchester United against Crystal Palace. It was a long time ago. This is a much more modern, but a huge stadium as well. To get into the press area, to go all the way around the back, it took us quite a long time to get it back here, and we're actually perched high above the bottom tier here at Wembley Stadium. English fans amassed away to our right hand side. The Irish fans, plenty of green just down below us, and we're in the 10th minute here at Wembley as O'Dowda throws the ball forward. Ireland just starting to settle at the attacks perhaps as Cullen heads it forward down towards Ferguson, beaten to the punch now Ferguson, but Ireland do at least get the possession back, but England snapping quickly at Ireland's toes, and Manduka is going to get the ball now just outside the Irish penalty area on the right hand side. This guy is dangerous, and he plays it to the edge of the penalty area. Little layoff to Bellingham shifts it from one foot to the right, to the left, gets the shot in, blocked, claims for a penalty, nothing given from our Belgian referee, and England can mop it up and push forward once again with Conor Gallagher of Atletico Madrid. The back three for England, right in the middle is Mark Gay of Crystal Palace, earning his 22nd cap tonight. Gay plays it to Curtis Jones of Liverpool, just earning his second cap. He played against Greece, scored in the last Nations League game. Here's the experienced Kyle Walker now to Bellingham on the edge of the Irish area. Ireland, every player now behind the ball, all compact on the edge of the penalty area, and the ball is nicked away by Cullen, and he plays it to Ferguson. Needs a bit of help now. He's got O'Dowda on the right hand side, or left hand side I should say, and he plays it back to Smodics. Smodics tried to get by his man, but it's been nicked off him by Gallagher, and then he plays it back, and Cullen, thankfully from Ireland's point of view, two good tackles on the edge of the area, but Ireland's really scrambling to get this clear. Bellingham gets down to the byline on the right hand side, tries to get across the area. Scales was there, a bit of a mistake from the Irish defence. Smodics put his team under pressure.
Yeah, you're right, John, trying a little drag back close to the touchline. Conor Gallagher read it, took it off, and was then driving into the box, and you're right, everybody sprinting back then on the back foot. Got a couple of blocks in on the edge of the box, retrieved the situation. It's got to be so careful. Like, your concentration has to be good, decision making. Don't take any unnecessary risks, John, particularly in your half the pitch like Smodics did there.
Just cannot switch off for a second against this English team. Lost here against Greece though on their last match. Corners come in towards Walker, under pressure, heads it out, and Ireland would be happy enough to get a goal kick from that. Walker just could not direct it on target himself by quite a bit.
I think we'd be happy to see Kyle Walker arriving attempt most of those headers. That's twice now he's got it badly wrong. Free there again, had a yard of space to the back post, just got ahead of the ball, got his contact all wrong. Funny one, Walker, John, he's really struggled coming back into the Manchester City team, been out through injury. Talking about potential frailties in this England team, areas we could exploit. Maybe he's one. If Evan Ferguson get off his shoulder, get him in 1v1 situations, just got to get enough of the ball and get Evan Ferguson into the game in the right areas first.
Kelleher's goal kick headed on by O'Shea in the general direction of Ebuseli. England just about keep it in play on their left hand side with Mark Gay. Plays it back to the keeper, Jordan Pickford. That's his first touch in the game, and we're in the 13th minute. Remains at 0-0. Ireland under severe pressure in the opening stages of this game, but they seem to weather that storm so far. So Scales plays it across the far side to O'Dowda. O'Dowda back to Scales, just a little bit too much on that, and he has to run back and retrieve it, and then plays it to McGuinness then to O'Shea. O'Shea looks up and tries to play it into the middle towards Ferguson, but Walker was there. But nice ball from Cullen to pick out Smodics on that left hand side. Smodics now, he's got to run at the England defence and try and keep control of the ball. He plays it inside to Jason Malumbi. Malumbi again under pressure. Ireland play it back to Scales, and now it's England's turn to get deep behind the ball. Scales, O'Dowda, midway inside the Irish half of the field on that left hand side. There goes the English trumpet. Back to McGuinness they go. McGuinness, born in England, in fact plays for Luton Town. His father John and brother Tom are England international bowls players. Mark McGuinness
bowling or bowls, 10-pin bowling, John.
No.
Oh no,
lawn bowls.
Oh, the lawn bowls.
Lawn bowls.
Oh jeez.
McGuinness has the ball and plays it to Scales. He seems to be settling all right there, the man in number 20 shirt on his debut. And ball ricochets to Ferguson, does the right thing and plays it back to Scales just on the halfway line. Still remains at 0-0, coming up to the quarter-hour mark. The atmosphere is fantastic here. Long ball across the park from left to right, trying to pick out Ebuseli. In the way though for England was Lewis Hall, but Ireland retained possession, and there was a foul, I think, that the referee spotted, and he's going to have a word with Nathan Collins about that. I don't know actually what happened there, Kenny, but
yeah, it wasn't
a foul to England. Don't know much than that.
But it was better before that, John. We made about 10-14 passes, weren't going anywhere in particular, but that's okay sometimes, just to take the ball off the opposition when you've been penned in for so long, just kind of get a breather, and that's what we did.
And England won handily enough in Dublin earlier in the campaign with, from an Irish perspective, Pantomime Willems and Declan Rice and Jack Grealish getting on the score sheet, but they're not here today. In fact, Harry Kane, you may have heard, a little disappointed ahead of the Greece match that the amount of players missing from the England panel, from his point of view, is that, look, we've got to build something here because we've got World Cup qualifiers coming up next year. They want to win the group, actually, England as well, because they don't want to get themselves involved in a playoff in March. If they don't win today and Greece beat Finland, Greece will top the group and go automatically into Group A, and England would, like Ireland, go into a playoff. And you can hear the cheers from the Irish supporters. There's a little fumble there from Livramento out on that right hand side, and Ireland get a goal kick.
Yeah, you mentioned about Harry Kane's comments, John. Very peculiar stuff. I was reading them the last couple of days. Strange, made no sense, to be honest with you. Seemed to be pointing a finger at some players who hadn't turned up. I mean, if I was the likes of Declan Rice or Bukayo Saka, I wouldn't be particularly happy hearing that. Certainly wouldn't be happy if it was a young player coming into the squad, and Kane talking about the spirit not quite being the same either. So exactly sure what he was talking about there, the English captain. It would have been better advised maybe to keep his mouth shut, I think, of those situations. Don't think he really helped things. I think he should better concentrate his own performances, to be honest with you, after a dreadful summer really at the Euros. I know Alan Cawley was cutting a bit of slack there in the studio. Alan's got a bit of a love with my Harry Kane, obviously, but not so much me. I think he's been well below standard. The game in Dublin as well, he was pretty awful. You know, you can see him here on the pitch, doesn't run in behind, doesn't really start the press off. You know, when he's not getting the ball in good areas high up the pitch, he's not really contributing very much to the game at all. For me, he's a lucky man still to be in this England team.
Ollie Watkins replaced him against Greece, and Watkins scored as well. But he is the captain. He is their leading goal scorer. 68 goals in 102 appearances. That's no mean achievement. Peter Shilton holds the record for England caps at 125. Maybe Kane might beat that. We'll have to wait and see. England have the ball then. Big possession for them. 65% to Ireland's 35 in this opening 17 minutes. And it remains at 0-0 though. Nearest we came really was that Kyle Walker header over the crossbar. England have got a couple of corners as well. In fact, 3 corners to Ireland's 0. But so far Ireland are coping all right. Very big, strong defensive mindedness today as well, and good tackle from Ebezelli, knocks it off the English player Gallagher, and it's gone out for an Irish throw, much to the delight of the Irish supporters in front of them. He's
working hard. Festi out possession. That was a trade against Finland the other night as well. Worked really hard in front of Matt Doherty. It's great for a full-back. You got a right winger in front of you. He's prepared to track back time and time again, double up with you, accept his fair share of his defensive responsibilities.
Tino Livramento for England out on the right hand side now. Has the ball, faced by O'Dowda. England again with possession deep inside the Irish half of the field as we reach the 18th minute, but remains at 0-0 here at Wembley. The rain stopped, thankfully. No discomfort for the supporters, but obviously the players would have felt that. But anyway, England retain possession as Mark McGuinness gets a strong foot in to make a half clearance really, and Livramento now out on the right hand side does the overlap, but nicely spotted by Semi Smodics, and he just pumps it out of play. It's going to be thrown to England level with the edge of the penalty area on the right hand side. Quickly taken. Walker, Livramento again hugging that touchline on that right hand side into Kane, immediately closed down by Cullen. Spotted the danger. Cullen seems to be just keeping a tracking eye on Harry Kane. It was a good tackle from him. Cullen's actually started quite well here, operating just in front of the back 3 for Ireland, which is now turned into a back 5 with England in possession. Still 0-0. Livramento met by O'Shea on that far side, was it? No, it wasn't. It was Colm O'Dowda, and it's going to be a throw to England again, level with the edge of the penalty area on the left hand side. Here's Livramento. He's changing passes with himself and Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher with the Irish name. Could have actually played for Scotland and Ireland, actually, Conor Gallagher, but he's an English international now. Ball breaks on the left hand side. for Anthony Gordon. Gordon works his way in field. Ebuzelli's trying to keep snapping at his heels. Cullen's doing a good job out there, keeping Madueke and Kane and a watchful eye. He's gone out to Madueke again. Now just tracking Kane. Madueke again has the ball at his feet and he's faced by Cullen. He releases it, central position for England, and the shot comes in from Lewis Hall. No problem for Kevin Kelleher. Gets rid of it quickly. Ball played inside by O'Shea to Ebuzelli. Ebuzelli, we know, can run, and he's kept possession really well. Ferguson's just ahead of him looking for the ball, but he's been marked, so Ebuzelli is still going down that left hand side into the edge of the penalty area. He goes down looking for a free kick. Referee's going to have nothing to do with that.
I thought it was a bit unlucky, to be honest with you, John. It's a great counter-attack. Weaving through it out first time to Darragh O'Shea. Little reverse pass to the inside to Ebuzelli. Travelled about 50 yards. Could have played Evan Ferguson a little bit earlier, John. Maybe could have done. Could have been running at Kyle Walker in a 1v1 situation. But he kept possession, drove back across the 18-yard box. He drew the tackle from Livramento, the English full-back. We say he got the ball first. I thought it was ball and man myself, and we're not quite close enough here. But... carrying the ball again fantastically well, Ebuzelli, and that's going to be important, John. You know, we're sat behind the ball for long periods here, soaking up pressure, and we do win it back. We need people who can get on the ball and take us up the pitch. He's done that on 1 or 2 occasions already, Ebuzelli.
O'Shea is asking a lot of Ferguson here, and is he going to get a corner? He is. It's good play, that one. Ball over the top. And well, in fact, England have got the goal kick, because the linesman on this side has actually changed his mind. Mark Gay was pulling the shirt of Evan Ferguson as he went to ground. That's something VAR may need to look at.
Yeah, definitely, John. Absolutely. Gay knows he's in trouble there in terms of pace. Ferguson, he's actually grabbed hold of Evans' jersey and he's dragged him to the ground.
Yeah,
John,
that might be a case of VAR looking at it, but I don't know, because the linesman this side has put his flag up and now they're going to get on with the play. So whether VAR will have a look at that, we'll let you know presently, as it remains at 0-0. But he definitely, on replay on our screens here, Gay had full grab of the Ferguson jersey and pulled him to the ground because he knew he was in trouble. But the play goes on. We don't see anything, so VAR obviously not going to be used, and they can get away with that one. And they have possession on the halfway line now. Ball up towards the edge of the Irish penalty area. Scales lets the ball go over his head. Shouldn't have done so, but Manduka just runs away from him, and it's gone out for, as you can hear from the Irish supporters, an Irish goal kick. And the settling things okay here. It's midway point, the first half, soaked up a lot of early pressure. Didn't really concede anything in terms of opportunities, but they've done all right. Looking
reasonably comfortable. Just those small things again, small details, just communication there between Callum O'Dowda and Liam Scales, wasn't it? Almost collided with each other inside the penalty box. Just that small stuff. Sammy Smoddock's trying to drag back in the wrong area of the pitch. Just those little details, get them right. But I tell you what, if I'm Evan Ferguson, I'm drawing a huge amount of encouragement from that last run against Guay, who'll be reasonably quick, John, one of England's quickest defenders, and he ran them down. That'll give the Irish team encouragement. Defenders looking to hit that ball back to front maybe a little bit earlier. Use the pace of Evan up against the 2 English centre halves. He might fancy his chances.
Well, he certainly caused problems for Mark Gay of Crystal Palace, born in the Ivory Coast, came through the youths at Chelsea. He definitely had a hold of his shirt. England now trying to spray the ball down. It looks like a push in the back. It is definitely a push in the back. Played it from right to left. Push in the back from Anthony Gordon on Darragh O'Shea, deep inside the Irish half of the field, down by their byline, away to our left hand side. But the Irish supporters are in good voice. 24 minutes gone almost. England 0, Republic of Ireland 0 in this Group B encounter here at Wembley. And it's going to be Caoimhín Kelleher to take the free kick. You're pointing out something there, Kenny.
Yeah, it's Nathan Collins again, isn't it, John? Almost drifted into a right wing position to offer himself up to Caoimhín for the goal kick. Nothing wrong with that at all. Having a big target. You'll see him now. We've lost possession. He's going to drift back in to that holding midfield position.
It certainly is a new formation from Heimer Hallgrimsson. Haven't seen this before. And you just heard the St. Pat's bell going off in the background. Most of the cheers of the Irish supporters. very encouraging on their team as well. That ball's drifted out of play. It's going to be from Jones's boot. It's going to be a goal kick for Ireland. They're going to let them have the ball here because Bellingham and Kane are sitting quite some distance outside the penalty area. So Scales gives the ball to Kelleher. Pointing something out there again, Kenny. We're not looking
to play out, John, which is no bad thing. We're still just looking to hit that diagonal ball to Nathan Collins. Persist with that. There's no risk there, John. If you lose that header 10 yards into the English half the pitch, you got time to recover. It's kind of playing the percentages, but nothing wrong with that at all.
Mark McGuinness, the 23-year-old on debut tonight, 13 under 21 caps. What do you make to McGuinness being selected?
Yeah, I've no problem with it. He started the season really well, getting a lot of game time at Luton. Jake O'Brien, I'm sure, has a reasonably strong case as well. Unfortunately for Jake, just not getting any game time. That probably gave Mark McGuinness the edge in terms of this game, John, but expect Jake O'Brien to come strong.
Good run by Jones into the heart of the Irish defence, lays it off to Gordon. Gordon I thought was going to shoot, but he's going to lay it off to Curtis Jones. Liverpool, the 23-year-old out on the left-hand side. Bellingham now again on that left-hand side. Nice neat triangle of passes. They actually had to pass the referee there. He was slightly in the way as the ball went back to Mark Gay. England trying to swing it from left to right and then right to left, and Irish in green soaking up this pressure. Remains at 0-0. Cross, or attempted cross, comes in. Smodix blocks it down. It's going out for an English throw. Look very compact, Ireland, actually. Yeah,
we do, John. Yeah, it's very interesting. Nathan's dropping into that kind of alongside the back four, making it a back five. Then he's jumping out into midfield. It's his decision, really, as he sees it. It's depending really on the position of Bellingham and Harry Kane, exactly what he does. But so far, you're right, it's worked well. The team looks very compact, no more than 5-10 yards between most players on the pitch. England struggling to find players in those little pockets who can turn and hurt us. Everything's getting played in front of us. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just, expending a lot of energy, concentration levels, John, has to be spot on. Decision making, it's not easy.
Gay plays it out the left-hand side to Anthony Gordon. Gordon plays it then down the line. Ball's in the Irish penalty area, but there's two defenders there. One sliding was Mark McGuinness. He didn't get a touch to it, but behind him was the captain, Nathan Collins, who boots it out of play, and it's going to be an English throw. Jones pumps it into the penalty area. Scales, good strong header to get it out from the danger zone, but Walker's going to pick it up midway inside the Irish half of the field. England pressing, playing from right to left in this opening half of the white shirts against Ireland's green. And Ireland again with every player now behind the ball as it comes out to Anthony Gordon out on that left-hand side. Back it goes to Lewis Hall, the 20-year-old from Newcastle. Very inexperienced team. The likes of Walker, Pickford, Kane are the most experienced players. Bellingham, of course, as well, is earning his 40th cap tonight, but the likes of Anthony Gordon's only earning his 9th. Lewis Hall made his debut against Greece. Curtis Jones, he only in his 2nd cap as well. Madueke only in his 5th. So Lee Carsley, the next Irish international, 50-year-old, who's in his last game here before Thomas Tuchel takes over on the 1st of January, certainly has rung the changes. And as we mentioned, Harry Kane was complaining about some of the more seasoned internationals not turning up for the Greek game or for this one as well. So he's given a chance for some of the younger players for England to play.
Yeah, he's got a lot of confidence in him. He's worked on them, John, isn't he, at underage level. He understands them, characters, the qualities which they have. He's putting his trust in them. No problem with that.
Ireland just lost possession there at the wrong time. It was played to Nathan Collins, but it just ran away from him, and England now pick it up again midway inside the Irish half of the field as it's shifted from left to right. Ireland just move en masse, on ranks over to that right hand side. Remains at 0-0. We're in the 29th minute, and ball's into the penalty area, and Madueke has it now. Was he offside? No, it wasn't. It came off an Irish player last. They're claiming a handball as well. Referee says no. Smodix just boots it anywhere down into the English half of the field. It's just a chance to relieve the pressure from Ireland, who come out en masse. Ball's on the halfway line for England as they continue this pressure. Up to 69% possession now compared to Ireland's 31, but they haven't scored, and we're coming up to the half-hour mark. Republic of Ireland 0, England 0. Bellingham looks just really calm and controlled, strolling around, knocking the ball around, looking for the ball back again, and now he plays it out the left-hand side to Gordon. Gordon makes his way down towards the byline. Ebuzeli tracked them all the way. Good challenge from Festi Ebuzeli, the man on loan from Udinese at Watford, from Enniscorthy in County Wexford, much to the delight of the Irish supporters, puts it out for a corner. It's quickly taken. Bellingham, he's been watched all the way by Malumbi, plays it out that far side, goes on a run again. Bellingham, well, he's inside the Irish penalty area. He was just got into the penalty box, just got away from all his markers because they were watching the ball really, but he just couldn't wrap his foot around. It's gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, he just lent out to Maduka, didn't he? Continued his run into the box. It had to be a perfect return pass from Maduka. It wasn't easy, but he almost made it into something. Bellingham almost wrapped his foot around it. But you mentioned just a few minutes earlier, John, England a lot of kind of possession, balls into the box, etc. But I'm trying to remember one real save that Queven Keller's had to make, and I can't remember it. So that's a good sign.
One catch, wasn't it?
Yeah, one catch. Yeah, that's it. So the defensive line has stood up so far. You can point your finger at England a little bit in terms of the quality of their passing, a little bit too safe, taking the easy options maybe, but generally their defensive structure has been good and it's held up well so far, and it's given us a foothold in this game, which is what we wanted.
And Collins is the target man on those goal kicks from Callaghan. He's still up at the edge of the penalty area, Collins, and it's gone back to Pickford in all day-glow orange, away to our right hand side, then brings it to the edge of his own penalty area and then plays to Kyle Walker.
More of a dreadful orange, John, in my book. Oh, there.
There's Curtis Jones, and now it's out on the near side for England to Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall plays it back, and eventually it arrives at the feet of Curtis Jones. Joined Liverpool age 9 in his debut and scored a goal against Greece. Curtis Jones, but that's not the best of passes. Went towards Lewis Hall. It's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw for Ireland, but it's deep inside the Irish half of the field on the right hand side, just level with the edge of the penalty area. Darragh O'Shea is going to take this, gone past the half-hour mark, and he's right in front of the Irish supporters who are making some really good noise here.
Nathan Collins is covering some distance, John. He's got to come over for this throw-in as well. He's got to come out that central midfield position to the touchline to offer himself up for the throw from Darragh O'Shea. We've already seen him go up the pitch from the goal kicks to try and win flick-ons. He's doing a bit of everything at the moment, Nathan. He has been impressive.
Sammy Smodix has gone to ground under a challenge from Gallagher, and the referee immediately stopped the play and brought on the physios. It's just, there didn't seem to be a collision between the two of them. Gallagher tumbled over, clutching his foot, but Smodix has stayed down, and I think that just might be a muscle injury or a stretch of a hamstring or something. But the referee immediately called on the physios. This isn't looking good for Sammy Smodix.
Yeah, you're right, John. We just quickly saw a replay there in front. It was hard to see if there was any real contact between the players. Gallagher got up a little bit gingerly, so maybe the suggestions there was some kind of slight contact. Hopefully that's a good thing from Sammy Smodix's point of view. He can pick himself up and get on with it.
He's still down, being attended to. 4 or 5 Irish players have now trotted over to the far side to get some refreshment, and maybe a word with Al Grimson. The referee has the ball in hand. There's a stoppage in play. He remains at 0-0. Ireland having lost 2-0 in their opening encounter between this pair. Greece, the side recently won here, and they are playing against Finland, and that kicked off at 5 o'clock. That game is still scoreless. If it stays that way, England would top the group on goal difference, +8 compared to Greece's +6. Ireland will finish in 3rd, that's a guarantee, and they're into a playoff. You didn't realise they were into a playoff in March. We were talking earlier on. The possibility is actually with
playoffs for what? I don't even know what we're playing off for, to be honest with you.
Well, apparently
not strictly dancing, is it?
After Armenia beat Latvia today, it's supposed to be down to 4 teams: Slovakia, Kosovo, Bulgaria, or Armenia. They're the 4.
Another layer of confusion, John, you've just put on top of the whole thing.
Well, you know, we don't play friendlies anymore. It's all about Nations League anyway. At least they're competitive games. Smodix back on his feet, thankfully. A bit gingerly, but hopefully he'll be all right to continue.
Yeah, the surprising thing for me, John, is we got a World Cup qualification drawn December. We're not going to see a game till next September.
Well,
that's
we'll have that playoff in March. What are you doing in March?
I'm not going to let that one go here. You're not going to let... I blocked that one. It's a mental block.
You'll come to Dublin. You'll come to Dublin, won't you? Smodix goes to the sideline. Looks like he's going to be okay. and referee drops the ball in England's way, so Ireland temporarily down to 10 as Smollett's off the field. He's alright, he's got to be back on any second now, and the referee turns around and looks and sees he's okay. Again, England with this possession football. It's up to 70% now, and here's Walker. Smollett's anxious to get back onto the field to play. Referee now brings him on, so Ireland back to the full complement. This ball's pumped into the Irish penalty area. Good header by McGuinness. Get up on top of Bellingham there and got a good strong header away from them. That will give him a lot of confidence. Played into the centre of the park to Gay. Gay drops it over towards Kane. Kane hasn't seen much of the ball in this game, and Bellingham just throws out a left boot at that, and you can hear from the Irish support where that ended up at the top of Gallagher's goal. Has gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Bellingham getting a little bit frustrated, dropping into a lot of different areas on the pitch, trying to find those little pockets to influence the game. Hasn't quite managed it as yet, but you know he'll keep going. Such is his mentality. You're right about Kane. He's been absolutely anonymous, hardly contributed to the game at all.
Well, what Ireland are doing is, I was going to say they're not going to play it out the back, and suddenly say that they do. Here's Malumbi. Fires it long. There's 3 Irish players up looking for this ball, and into the penalty area goes Smollett's. He goes to ground. They're claiming a penalty. Referee makes the signal for he got the ball, so it must have been a good challenge in that penalty area. The play is going to open up here now because so many Irish players have got forward. Manduka's on that right hand side, works his way into the penalty area, but a good strong challenge by Jason Malumbi in for the suspended Knight. Plays it back to O'Dowda. Ferguson back to Cullen. Cullen has to make a good slide to keep possession of the ball, and Ireland come forward, and the ball's out now with Smollett's is back on the field of play. Needs a bit of support here. Smollett's, Ferguson is behind him, needs to get ahead of him perhaps. Smollett's trying to make his way down the left hand side, and in his anxiousness to get the ball back, he's made a foul on Conor Gallagher. Looked a bit promising from Ireland at one stage, but the game suddenly became stretched.
Oh, what a chance it was. It was a long 40-yard ball from Darragh in behind the England back line. It was Cole Walker's trying to head the ball back to his goalkeeper. He gets it all wrong, leaves him short. If Sammy Smollett's hadn't been able to stay in his feet, John, there was a small bit of contact between him and Walker which brought him to the ground, but if he hadn't been able to stay in his feet, 1v1 situation with Pickford there. Nothing wrong with the ball from Darragh hitting a 40 raking ball in behind the English defence,
and suddenly the English are behind the Irish defence now as the ball's played across the area, and it's eventually knocked clear towards Gay in the centre position, midway inside the Irish half of the field, and it goes to Lewis Hall of Newcastle. Makes a run. Bellingham doesn't spot him, lays it instead to Anthony Gordon on the left hand side. Ebezelli is facing him. Gallagher, it's a little nudge from Ebezelli, and referee decides that Gallagher was the one who was actually committing the foul. The Irish supporters are jubilant about that, and only get a free just outside the penalty area. Ebezelli's having a rare old game.
He's having a better game than that, John. He's fired up, isn't he? He's pumped up. You've seen him interact a couple of times with the Irish supporters down this side of the pitch, and again, brilliant defensive work there, tracking Gordon on the inside and using that power he has, that upper body strength, just to knock him over, and actually wins the free kick, alleviates the pressure. They've been our best player in this first half. There's been some fine performances all over the pitch, but it's the collective has probably been the most impressive thing. We've looked like it's same in this first half.
Ferguson looking to head on. Smollett's says that should be a foul. Walker's really having 1 or 2 problems to getting that ball clear, so England now press back in their own half. Teams have met 17 times, England winning 7, Ireland 2. Never won a match at Wembley. Oh, brilliant tackle from Scales in the centre of the park on Harry Kane. He really thumped into the English captain, and that certainly has brought the Irish supporters to their feet.
Oh, what a tackle from Liam Scales. Poor touch from Kane, a heavy touch, took it away from his body. Liam Scales recognised that, got across, man and ball. It's old school, John. Great tackle.
You'd have been proud of that one, wouldn't you? It's an old-fashioned tackle, that one. Brilliant by Scales. Lots of good commitment from Liam Scales, the man from Celtic, 26 years of age, earning his 9th cap tonight. 1 goal for Ireland, ex-UCD, Shamrock Rovers, and loan in Aberdeen at one stage. And that's the Irish supporters you can hear who are singing in the background. The English supporters are very quiet. Haven't seen their team score yet, and we're in the 39th minute, and Ireland soaked up the pressure really well here. That's a poor ball from Bellingham. Malumbi got in the way, and Ebezelli does the right thing and plays it back to McGuinness, who in turn plays it back to Caoimhín Kelleher, and then gets the return ball. He's a big tall lad, McGuinness, actually, earning his first cap tonight. The ball from O'Shea was intended for Ebuzeli, but I don't think he was anticipating that. He let the ball rush over his foot, and he's given possession back to England and Curtis Jones just inside the Irish half of the field. Again, Ireland funneling back behind the ball. 0-0. Lewis Hall of Newcastle. Again, the cheers in the background tells you Ireland have got it clear, but it's going to be picked up again by Hall. This is nobody in a green shirt anywhere near him. Plays it to Walker on the halfway line. The Irish supporters are really giving good vocal support to their team. Tried to play a ball over the top there. Did Gay towards Bellingham. Didn't come off. McGuinness is in the way. He's doing all right for a man who's making his debut. And Darragh O'Shea shows equally good commitment to slide in ahead of Anthony Gordon and put the ball out of play for an English throw. But this possession football from England might yield something before half time, because Ireland just got to keep their shape and make sure that England don't get those chances. They're battling tigerishly for everything, and now a chance for a break with O'Dowda on the left hand side. He's got 3 Irish players making their way up, including Malumbi, and then they've got a free kick in a very good position on the left hand side.
Oh, brilliant
from O'Dowda, and it's going to be a yellow card as well.
Brilliant. Player. It's great to see Harry Kane. That's as fast as he'd run the whole first half. Harry Kane, he's run 40 yards to have a whinge at the referee. We won 2 great tackles, John, at the edge of our 18-yard box about 20 seconds ago. Brilliant. It was a little reverse pass down from Sammy Smolix that got Callum O'Dowda going down the left-hand side, drove to the edge of the box, little check back, invited a tackle from Madueke, deserved free kick for Ireland.
Well, Maduke's got a yellow, and Kane got a yellow for moaning about it. There's going to be a free on that far side, so now Ireland can just stack things up on the edge of the penalty area. Collins is there, Ebuzeli's there, Liam Scales has joined things. They're just leaving the one man back in the middle of the park. That's Jason Malumbi, and Caoimhín Kelleher has just advanced outside his penalty area. And this is going to be a free kick for Ireland, and they might profit from this. The Irish supporters are a really good voice. I think that's Cullen's going to take it. It's a long way from where our vantage point is.
We've got a few big ones, John, in there. You've spoken about Mark McGuinness already, Nathan Collins, Liam Scales, Evan Ferguson, Darragh O'Shea. They're all up there.
And he saw the power of Ferguson during the week when he scored that good header from Mikey Johnson's set-up. Powered his way past the defenders. Here comes Cullen now towards the back post to Scales. Scales heads it across the area. Smolix gets something on it. It's on the edge of the England penalty area, headed back in again by O'Shea in direction of Collins, and the referee spots an infringement on the edge of the penalty area, and he's given in a free kick, sadly, that came to naught. 42 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, the free kick wasn't the best, John, really, from Josh Cullen. I have to say that was more flow to the back post. Thought Liam Scales done well just to get headed back into the danger area. Didn't really give any Irish player a chance to go and attack and put it into the back of the net. That was a shame. There's a yellow card there for Liam Scales, maybe not kicking the ball back quickly enough, but you can sense a bit of frustration among these English players. That's a good thing when you see them whinging around the referee looking for yellow cards for Irish players. You take a bit of positivity from that.
Kane's been booked, and Duke has been booked, and now Liam Scales. Coming to the latter stages of the opening half, it's 0-0, and Ireland got a free kick now in the English half of the field. The Irish supporters are certainly enjoying themselves out there, and it looks like Ireland are really starting to get a little bit of a foothold in this game.
Yeah, and getting a bit of confidence, John. You're seeing players now playing with a little bit of confidence, biting into tackles or winning more tackles now around the centre of the pitch, forcing another free kick. Thought Sammy Smolix had a nervy start to the game, but he's really grown into the game.
Looks like the excuse me's are moving away for the half-time break. They don't think there's going to be a goal scored in the next minute or so. You should never leave a match while it's still going on. Anyway, it's going to be this free kick, which O'Dowda is going to take this time. He's going to play it towards the right-hand edge of the penalty area in the direction of Collins. Came off an English head last. That's Bellingham. And it's going to be a throw for Ireland level with the edge of the penalty area. Away to our right-hand side. Ebuzeli looking to take this. Are you all right?
Long throw, John.
Okay.
I'm getting excited. This lad can fire it in.
Is that old fever coming back? Minute to go to half-time. Ireland have got this long throw from Ebuzeli to come. Pickford is pointing and shouting his defenders to move away from his 6-yard box. He wants to be in control of that. Smolix is running around in the penalty area. Ebuzeli don't go short and gets the return ball from O'Shea. Chance to cross one into the penalty area. It's a decent cross, but sadly State let it throw to Pickford, and he just easy enough.
Yeah, I don't mind
goalkeeper.
that. Yeah, they're expecting a long throw, John. You take a quick one, get it back to your feet. You got a chance to deliver off your right foot. Just didn't quite wrap his foot around it. It was an easy enough take for Pickford.
Ebbseli in the way again, ahead of Anthony Gordon, and it's going to be an English throw.
Yeah, his energy levels have been amazing. Especially in the opening half of this game, run himself into the ground against Finland. Wasn't sure if he'd start tonight.
Yeah, he was a doubt.
Yeah, he's done great. He really has. In possession, out of possession. It's been fantastic.
Walker. 3 minutes of added time, and that was for the Smodics injury. Boozing the Irish supporters, but they know fine well at least 3 minutes. McGuinness has just been beaten to the punch, but O'Shea helps him out. Gets away from Lewis Hall, then Ebbseli plays it back to his keeper, closed down by Bellingham, but Kelleher does the sensible things and just pumps it straight downfield. England pick up possession again and play it back to their goalkeeper Pickford. In fact, he was going to touch the ball, but Walker took command of that particular situation.
I don't think they've looked the most secure. That partnership of Walker and Guay, the heart of defence. We can get enough ball into that area of the pitch in the second half, get Evan involved a little bit more. You could have a bit of joy there, John.
Screen has changed in front of me. They said it's Bellingham was the one who was actually got the yellow card and not Kane. So Bellingham and Manduke in the referee's notebook. England got a corner, by the way, Scales, the other one booked for Ireland. A minute down of the 3. Ireland just got to defend this now and see it out to half time. They scored against Finland right at a nice time for them, just before the half-time break. Don't want to concede here. They worked so hard to keep it at 0-0. A couple of breakaways from Ireland's point of view has been their best so far, and Ferguson may have had a claim for a penalty, having been pulled down in the area. Anyway, Mandukic to take this to the penalty spot. And a good strong header by Scales gets it out, so the danger zone and Ireland flood out. And now a chance to break, perhaps. Smodics ball's knocked over the top, but that's good possession play there from Hall. Saw the danger, knocked it back to his goalkeeper. That was good defending by Hall. Back to Pickford he goes. 3 minutes of added time, one of those to go. England had the ball in their half of the field, and Harry Kane has come together with Jason Malumbi, and he's put down Malumbi, and the Irish supporters are incensed. A referee, there's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. Malumbi down there with Kyle Walker. Our Belgian referee is now calling multiple players towards him, including Malumbi. I didn't see what happened there, but it looks like a tank between Kane and Malumbi.
Yeah, Harry Kane, that frustration again, rearing his head, swung his forearm. I'm not exactly sure how much contact. There was contact. The referee's getting out his card. I'm not sure why he's giving Jason Malumbi a yellow card. Nothing to do with him. It was Kane's reaction.
Well, he's booked Kane and now he's booked Malumbi. So Kane originally in our screen had a yellow card that was changed to Bellingham, and now it's Malumbi, who seemed to be the innocent party in all of that, getting a yellow card from our Belgian referee, and also Harry Kane. So Kane, Bellingham and Manduke in the referee's notebook. Scholes and Malumbi and Scales for Ireland.
Yep, again, it's a good thing. That's the England captain losing his composure, throwing Jason Malumbi to the ground, frustrated with his own performance, I'd suggest, John, half-time. And his team's performance.
Half-time it is, and Ireland can be proud of their efforts in the first half at Wembley Stadium at half-time. We'll take a break as it's England 0, Ireland 0.
Sunday Sport on RTE Radio 1.
RTE Radio 1.
Robbie Williams, live 2025. Croke Park for one night only. Saturday, August 23rd. Subject to license. With special guests Elbow and the lottery winners. Robbie Williams live. Tickets available now.
I'm loving angels instead. Music updates on RTE Radio 1.
Hi mate, is your brother still in hospital?
He is, yeah. He's 3rd degree burns everywhere, so he's facing years of surgery.
Does he know he missed the funeral?
No, he hasn't woken up yet.
Ah, no.
Yeah. Whatever about the surgery, he'll never recover from that.
Always check your smoke alarm and do everything you can to stop fire starting, because once it does, it will stop at nothing. Find out more at fireireland.ie. A message from the Government of Ireland.
At Tesco Mobile, that Black Friday feeling lasts longer. Get the iPhone 14 for just €99.99 on a €35 monthly bill pay plan, a saving of €250. And we'll never increase the price of your plan mid-contract, unlike some others we could mention. Tesco Mobile, every little helps. T's and C's apply. 24 months minimum term. Over 18s only. Direct debit required while stocks last. Offer ends 2nd of the 12/24. Search tescomobile.ie.
Make Christmas for everyone at Dunnes Stores. Mix and match any three for €5 on a range of tasty treats and soft drinks like Coke Zero 2 litre and Tayto and Maltesers sharing packs. Then get party ready with toiletries like Dove Summer Revive Tan and Oral-B 3D White Advanced Toothpaste Twin Pack. Now half price. Plus you can save again at the till with a 10/50 grocery voucher. However you do your Christmas shop, make Christmas for everyone with Dunnes Stores. Terms and conditions apply. Voucher can be used in the next grocery shop of €50 or more. Prices subject to deposit return scheme fees.
Charles Villiers Stanford's Requiem. Monumental in its scale, heartfelt and deeply moving in its expression. In the centenary year of his death, hear it live in a performance featuring the combined and thrilling forces of the National Symphony Orchestra, the National Symphony Chorus, and 4 soloists conducted by Gerhard Markson. Friday, November 22nd at the National Concert Hall, cnch.ie.
The Black Tag event is now on at Curry's. Treat them or treat yourself. Get the exclusive Ninja AF400 Dual Zone Air Fryer in white for $199, save €80. Or save €180 on the Dyson Cyclone V10 cordless vacuum cleaner, now $369. Shop in store or at currys.ie.
Want a day off deciding what to eat? Sit back, relax, and let us do the thinking for you. And the cooking. And the cleaning. From Meatball Mondays to Fish and Chips Fridays, IKEA family members can try a different €4 dish of the day. In store throughout the week. IKEA, the wonderful every day. IKEA Balmain only. T's and C's apply. Find out more at ikea.ie.
Make it a Christmas party to remember at Dunnes Stores with 20% off a fantastic range of wine and champagne. And mix and match 3 for $2 on over 100 party food options. Whether you want crispy tempura prawns, elf bao buns, or a selection of indulgent cheeses. Whatever you want from your Christmas shop, you'll find it in our aisles, fridges and freezers. Plus, you can save again at the till with a 10/50 grocery voucher. Make Christmas for everyone with Dunnes Stores. Terms and conditions apply. Voucher can be used in the next grocery shop of €50 or more. Voucher excludes alcohol. Please drink sensibly.
Text 51551. Sunday Sport on RTE Radio 1.
Welcome back to Sunday Sport Extended to bring you England versus Ireland live from Wembley. At half-time, it's England 0, Ireland 0. We'll bring you the GA scores just before 6 o'clock. But let's get reaction to this first half from our pundits in studio, Pat Fenlon and Alan Cawley. Pat, you were nervous. Everyone was nervous about Ireland here. Mark McGuinness, it's a debut in the centre of the Irish defence. The Irish defence have coped well.
Oh, they've been very good as the whole team. The shape of the team has been excellent. We've had to obviously give up a lot of possession of ball. England heavy possession stats, but they haven't really caused us too many problems. And as the game wore on, we broke out a few times, and a couple of times that long ball over the top causing problems. Ferguson, potential penalty as well. It was interesting they didn't look at it again. You did pull him down. Marquet pulled him down. And again, Smodics as well got in behind. So, yeah, it's been very good. Like I said, I was disappointed the other night, but it's given me heart tonight. The shape of the team has been good. We used the ball well. We've got about them. We snapped at them a little bit. It's gotten a little bit feisty as well, which is probably what we need the game to be, you know. And 2 wide players have worked tremendously well. So it's been a really good performance so far. Just need to be careful as well. Malumbi picking up a yellow card late on there. It's just, he can't be a little bit erratic. He just needs to make sure he doesn't go into anything stupid in the second half. But very encouraging. England have been disappointing. We talk about all their flair players. Haven't caused us any problems.
Alan, can I talk to you? We'll talk in general in a moment, but the potential penalty incident that Pat talked about, Evan Ferguson and Gahey holds Ferguson's shirt for several seconds and then pulls him to the ground.
To us looking back, Des, we thought straight away, I suppose when we saw it, we were shouting for a penalty, but then when you see the replay, it's even more conclusive. And why it didn't go to VAR is beyond me, because as you said, he gets the wrong side of him and he's a big physical presence, Evan, and you can see Gahey actually has a good hold of his jersey for a good 2 or 3 seconds and drags him to the floor. Why the referee didn't look back at it or VAR get in touch with him. I'm not so sure, Des, but I would agree with Pat. They've been really, really good. And the one thing that I suppose the Irish team hasn't been for a number of years is tough to beat. There's a bit of fight and passion about them as well. And everything, if you even think back at a game in Dublin, the amount of times we got caught out with balls in behind it, not once have we got caught out with anything in behind today. Everything's been in front of us, and we've been really compact in that shape. We spoke about that beforehand.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Nathan Collins is dropped in as almost as that third centre half, but he's playing in a deep lying midfield role, and he's played very, very well. So overall I think they've been really, really good. And this is the penalty. We're looking at the replay here. He has a good hold of his jersey and drags him to the floor, Des. So I think Pat agrees it was a penalty as well.
Yeah, he does. It's a long ball. It's a big long raking ball over the top, and he runs off the shoulder, and he does really well. Gets his body in front of him, and he just pulls. But in fairness to the referee, it's a difficult one for him to see because he has a hold on the other side. Yes. The linesman on this side, you know. But again, VAR, I suppose, if the officials can't see it, I don't know why they haven't. It'd been interesting had it been at the other end where they had a look at it. But yeah, we've seen penalties given for a lot less than that. But the performance has been very good, like you say. Even in midfield, Cullen and Malumbi, you're always worried about both of them in there, but they've been decent in there tonight. They've used the ball well, and we've grown into the game. I think that's important as well. We first 10-12 minutes we were edge of our box defending and having to defend really well, but the game as it's wore on, we've grown into, and we've used the ball quite well.
You mentioned those long balls that are putting England under pressure, and England's frustration maybe encapsulated by Harry Kane throwing Malumbi to the ground. And Malumbi overreacted and covered his face.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see how deep he was dropping. I know Kenny's a bit critical of him, but you could see how deep he was dropping at that stage, and he is frustrated, I suppose, with the pattern of the game and the way it was developing. He wasn't involved much, and then there's the bit of frustration. Malumbi now as well, he needs to calm down. He's gone down holding his face, Des, and there was no contact whatsoever. Both of them got booked and move on. But that's the one thing we can't afford, is anyone going off the pitch now for a needless red, because the shape and the structure of the team is so good. But it's only half a job done. I'm sure Carsley will get stuck into them maybe at half time as well.
That's what I'm wondering. So Ireland are happy with how things are going. Will Carsley be under pressure? Is it too early to consider changing their structures, the English structures?
I don't think he'll change it yet. I think he'll wait and give them maybe 15 minutes. Like Alan says, he may have a little go at them at half time, try G them up a little bit more. They need to move the ball a little bit quicker. It's difficult when you've got 11 players like we have sitting in front of them, and it's difficult to break that down. They may think, listen, just keep playing, keep moving the ball quickly, and eventually the Irish players will tire, because they've had to work really hard out of possession of the ball, and that is a difficult thing to do for 90 minutes. But again, you know, 5 substitutes, so the substitutes for us are going to be as important as they are, you know, because we are going to get tired. You know, they're putting in some shift at the moment. So, but I think he'll leave it maybe till 65, 70 minutes before they make too many changes.
Yeah, half time in the other game in the group is Finland 0, Greece 0. That is relevant because, of course, if England remain scoreless and Greece score, they will top the group.
So that's why you're speaking there, Des, about Carsley and pressure. They'll be aware of that result, and of course he wants to finish his little campaign with a win here and top the group, most importantly. So there's a big 45 minutes coming up for both sets of players, but I think the Irish team can take great heart from that first half performance, but it still is only half time, Des. I wouldn't be getting too carried away yet, and this England team with the quality that they possess, they could cut you open in an instant, so they'll still have to be very vigilant. But coming off the win the other night, I felt they would go into the game with a bit of confidence. They've shown a lot of heart and passion in the game as well. The shape of the team has been very, very good. We felt he'd be a bit more pragmatic in this, which he has to be coming up against England. So far so good. I think the manager will be delighted.
Yeah, I think just watching the long balls as well, is obviously something they've worked on, the Irish players, because England really defending really high up at the halfway line early, and we've seen Smodics and Ferguson both run in behind them and cause them problems.
Okay, Pat and Alan are going to stay with us while we go to news. Just before we do, the results of the day in GA. In Connacht football semi-final, Coolera Strandhill 9 points, Ballina Stephenites 9 points after extra time. Coolera Strandhill won 5-4 on penalties. Padraig Pearse of Roscommon 13 points, Mohill of Leitrim 3 points. Leinster football quarter-final, St Lomans of Westmeath 3-11, Castletown 7 points. Leinster hurling quarter-finals, Castletown Gagan of Westmeath 125, Thomastown of Kilkenny 114. St Martin's of Wexford 115, Naas of Kildare 13 points. Kilcormac Callaghy of Offaly 117, St Mullins of Carlow 112, and Nafina of Dublin 320, Clockballacalla 115. Munster Club hurling semi-finals, Ballygunner 126, Lockmore Castleiney 116, and Sarsfields of Cork 125, Fecal of Clare 117. You're listening to RTE Radio 1. It's half-time in the England-Ireland match. Second half commentary to come, but first the RTE News headlines with Sharon Gagan.
Good evening. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said the country's energy infrastructure was the main target of a coordinated air attack by Russia overnight. At least 10 people died after more than 200 missiles and drones were launched by Moscow. The offensive triggered power cuts in several regions in Ukraine. The operator of the national grid said there would be temporary restrictions to power supply across the country tomorrow. In the general election campaign, the Fine Gael leader Simon Harris has said it would be a priority for any government he might lead to improve services for children with disability and special educational needs. The party's manifesto, launched in County Tipperary today, proposes investing €1 billion to increase training places for therapists and reduce waiting lists. Our political correspondent, Paul Cunningham.
There was an upbeat mood in Horse and Jockey as Fine Gael published its 120-page general election manifesto. It promises that the average worker will not pay higher rate of tax under a Fine Gael-led government, and the universal social charge will continue to be reduced. At the same time, the party will continue to put between €6 and €7 billion each year into two saving funds. Mr Harris admitted that not enough progress has been made on assisting children with disability or special educational needs. He said a €1 billion investment would deliver 300 new special school places, 400 new special classes and double training places for speech and language therapists. On housing, the party proposes spending $40 billion to deliver 300,000 homes by the year 2030. On health, Fine Gael will extend free GP services to all under 18. The Fine Gael leader said he was going to create a new Department of Infrastructure to ensure priority projects were delivered on time and under budget. One consequence of that is that the Office of Public Works, which garnered negative headlines over the controversial Oireachtas bike shelter, will be subsumed into the new department, effectively breaking it up. Paul Cunningham, RT News, Tipperary.
The Labour Party has launched its election manifesto in which it pledged to provide state-run childcare similar to the primary school system if elected to government. It said there is an appetite for what it called a message of positive change, which only it can offer. Here's Mary Regan of our political staff.
Labour is going back to its roots with its manifesto that promises a new deal for working people. It would include a new living wage, a ban on unpaid internships and abolishing the lower rate of minimum wage for younger workers. Central to this manifesto is a plan for a public system of childcare. This would initially provide 30,000 places and would include capital investment to build public creches co-located with schools. The party is pledging a full year of paid parental leave as well as a second targeted child benefit payment, which it says would drastically reduce child poverty. Speaking at the manifesto launch at Ship Street in Dublin, the party leader Ivana Bacik said a Fine Gael proposal for a so-called Acorn scheme savings account for newborn babies was just a gimmick, especially, she said, when there are 4,500 children who are homeless and 250,000 living in deprivation. On housing, the party proposes a state construction company using €6 billion of Apple tax money, a rent freeze and developing vacant HSE property to house key healthcare workers. Mary Regan, RT News, Dublin.
Events have been taking place across the country to mark World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. So far this year, 152 people have died on Irish roads. And that's all from the newsroom for now.
And now we go to the Met Office and Andrew Doran Sherlock.
Thanks, Des. Well, we have some cold weather on the way with a weather advisory in place, as we'll have frost and ice developing during the nights from tomorrow, along with falls of hail, sleet and snow for some. But for the rest of this evening and tonight, there'll be outbreaks of rain and drizzle, gradually becoming confined to Munster, South Leinster and South Connacht overnight, with lows there of 5 to 9 degrees. In mostly light to moderate westerly winds, but they'll be fresher near coasts. Further north and east, it'll become largely dry, with some clear spells developing, and with light winds, lows will fall down between -1 and +4 degrees. Then tomorrow, the outbreaks of rain in the south and west will become widespread through the morning and afternoon, turning heavy at times with the potential for spot flooding and falls of sleet and snow in Ulster in the evening, with some accumulations possible, mainly on high ground. Afternoon highs of just 3 to 7 degrees generally, but ranging 8 to 11 degrees in the southwest. And cyclonic variable winds will be mostly light to moderate, but increasing fresh to strong and gusty near western and southern coasts. That rain, with possible further falls of sleet and snow, will continue Monday night, clearing southwards through Tuesday morning, and then for the rest of the working week it'll be cold but largely dry and bright, though there'll be some scattered wintry showers, mainly in the north and west. And that's the forecast. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thanks, Andrew. All right then, it's Republic of Ireland versus England. 0-0 at half-time at Wembley. Let's go back for second half commentary and rejoin John Kenny and Kenny Cunningham.
A minute and 20 seconds into the second half, and England are continuing as they did in the first, pressing Ireland deep into their own half of the field. The Irish team now have the English supporters at their back, playing from right to left in the second half. No changes from either side at half-time, so it's still going to be, from Ireland's point of view, Kelleher, O'Shea and Dowda, the wing-backs, McGuinness, Collins and Scales. Collins slotting into that back three when he needs to, but he's been pushing forwards to join Cullen, Ebuseli and Malumbi. Smodix is on the other side, and then Ferguson up front as the lone striker. Ireland trying to break out of the stranglehold that England have them on the early part of the second half. Here's Bellingham on the left hand side, I should say. Plays it out this near side to Maduka. Again, the overlapping fullback is Livramento, wing back. Bellingham lifts it in towards Kane. Kane takes it on his chest and swivels away from his man. Dinks it towards the back post. That was an important interception by O'Shea, because Gordon was coming in from that left-hand side, but he just got ahead of him, and it was a very important header. It was a nice little cross by Kane. Actually just lifted it up and invited the man onto the ball, and now England have got themselves a corner.
Yeah, it was a good cross from Kane. Nathan Collins just stepped away from him for a moment, allowed Kane to ding it to the back post. Brilliant defender from Darragh O'Shea.
England take a quick corner. Ball's at Bellingham on the edge of the area. Tries to shoot from the home support. He just dinks it into the penalty area though, and Liam Scale just heads it out of the danger zone, and now Ireland can just come out as the ball is back with Pickford. Comes to the midway point of the English half of the field now, and Ireland just reset themselves. Collins pointing the way, putting Scales and McGuinness together. Remember, Mark McGuinness is making his debut today, but he certainly has done himself proud. A man from Luton Town in that centre of defence for Ireland. They usually play a back three when England have the ball, with Collins dropping in between Scales and McGuinness, and the two wing backs there, O'Shea and O'Dowda out the left hand side. O'Dowda now facing down Manduka. Ball's crossed, should be easy for Queevy and Kelleher. Not the greatest cross in the world from Livramento. I think he got a slight deflection as well off the Irish player, and it's safely in the arms of the Liverpool goalkeeper.
Yeah, you're right, John. Deflection was off Liam Scales again. That's no surprise. Been a couple of crosses into the box already. He's been the one getting his head on them. Liam Scales, it's amazing really. Has great anticipation. Liam senses danger, gets himself into the right areas. No coincidence. Time and time again, he's the one in the right place, winning a header, making a tackle and an interception when it's needed.
Kane's gone deep for the ball for England. England captain restored to the lineup today after being replaced by Ollie Watkins in the win against Greece. A lot of the excuse me's coming back for the second half of the game underway, having had their refreshment or toilet break or whatever. It's going to be an Irish throw, and it's going to be O'Dowda to take it midway inside the Irish half of the field. Good Irish support here away to our left hand side, just down below us. They're coming back as well from the half-time refreshments to see that the score is still 0-0. The home of English football. I was only here twice when I was younger. I was here for an American football game, actually, Miami against San Francisco in 1989, and the Cape Cup final in 1990. I haven't been here since, so it's just a magnificent stadium. Magnificent.
Yeah, forget how impressive it is. You're right, John. It's been a long time since I've been here. Wasn't exactly overwhelmed walking up, but you're walking here to our gantry position. Yeah, just going to take your breath away, no doubt about it.
Right in the firing line of the people behind us, actually making airplanes out of the out of their programs, and they're raining down upon us.
You, John, they're aiming for you.
Well, they haven't hit me yet.
I'm just getting caught in the crossfire.
I'm a big target, all right, but they haven't hit me yet. Kane plays the ball across to Bellingham inside the penalty area. Bellingham shifts one way and then the next goal. Scales brings him down, penalty. Well, that was out of nowhere. What a ball that was from Harry Kane. He played it into Jude Bellingham, and he just tried to nick himself inside his Scales, and Scales been sent off. Straight red card for the Celtic man as he brought down Jude Bellingham. Disaster for Ireland.
No, it really is. feel so much for Liam Scales. I think there was contact with Bellingham. First thing you'd have to say, the quality of the ball from Harry Kane. Oh my God, absolutely anonymous for most of that first half, but this was absolutely outstanding. World class defence splitting pass to Bellingham, pulled off the shoulder. Liam Scales checked on his inside. Liam hangs his right foot. There is contact. It is a penalty. I don't think the referee has to get out another yellow card there, John. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he can give the penalty kick. I think that's sufficient. Liam picked up the first yellow first half, only picking the ball away.
I don't think he gave him a yellow. I think he gave him a straight red there.
No, I think it was a second. It was a yellow card in the first half, John, for picking the ball up and running away with it.
Yeah, he got a second yellow and then the red.
Yeah, that's the one that's really hurt him, the first one. I still think it's very harsh to have the second yellow card there.
Interesting, Harry Kane was talking at the Tottenham ground yesterday to Tony O'Donoghue, saying, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to take the penno. Well, here's his chance now. He's the all-time leading goal scorer for England, with 68 goals from 102 internationals, dropped in favour of Ollie Watkins against Greece. Galway father Harry Kane could have played for Ireland, but he's the English captain. Anonymous in the first half. Well, what a ball that was to Bellingham. Scales sent off, second yellow, Ireland down to 10. And now Kelleher, who saved a penalty against Finland during the week. Can he repeat the dose against the ace penalty taker that is Kane? Well, that tells you its own story. Kane just a little shuffle before he came up and hit the penalty. Caoimhín Kelleher dived away to his right hand side. The ball went left. England lead 1-0. We're in the 53rd minute.
Oh, he's nerveless in these situations, Kane. His preference is always to the keeper's right for me, inside of the foot, nice and firm. On this occasion though, just kind of checked his run a little bit, put it to Caoimhín's left. I think sensed Caoimhín was going to commit himself to his right hand side. It's a fine penalty. So disappointed for the Irish players. Done so well up to that particular point. It's a goal of real quality, you have to be said, in terms of the build up. The pass from Kane was absolutely world class. Even then Bellingham doesn't panic. He doesn't get the shot off first time. I didn't think his first touch was actually great, Bellingham. I think that's the reason why he decided to check inside to compose himself, and that's when the contact came from Liam Scales. And the inevitable I'd say inevitable red card. I didn't think it was, but it's been produced. Now it's a huge task for these Irish players.
And reset work to do, so Collins won't be in a midfield role anymore. I would think they'll go to a back three of McGuinness, Collins and O'Dowda, with O'Shea perhaps on that right hand side, maybe a back four.
Yeah.
And hope they can get something out of this game with the 10 men, but it's got a huge task. It's already monumental before that, because England had so much possession, and now they got themselves a free kick. But Harry Kane, anonymous in the first half, pulling down Malumbi as well. Looked like he was very frustrated, but what a ball that was to Bellingham, and nervous in the penalty.
Yeah, he has that capability, Kane, when he drops and gets turned. If you don't press him, he hadn't got that room in the first half. But for that particular moment when he turned, there wasn't an Irish player within 10 yards of him. That allowed him to get his head up, scan the pitch around him. And what a spot, picking Bellingham out outside of the right foot, John, just bent around the Irish defence. So I haven't seen him ball as good as that for a long time.
A wonderful ball it was.
You mentioned about the shape of the team. It'll just be straight back four now. Nathan going in alongside Mark McGuinness. Midfield, flat midfield four in front of that, and Evan Ferguson as a lone striker. Not a huge amount of change necessarily, John.
Kane lifts a ball over the top again for Bellingham to chase. He's going to keep it in. McGuinness is with him for company. Two Irish players out there as well, and it's a little nudge from McGuinness on the back of Bellingham, but I think it was McGuinness who actually got his foot to his last, so it is going to be a throw to England on that far side by the penalty spot, and it's taken by England, and Ireland goal down now, courtesy of that Kane penalty. After a very good first half from their point of view, a lot of defending to do now in the second half, but the 10 men is Kane again. In fact, it's Gordon on the far side. Anthony Gordon with the cross from Livramento, and Ireland have been carried open, and once again it looked like Kane. He looked pretty similar. We're a long way away, but anyway, it's Anthony Gordon who's put the ball to the back of the net. It's his first goal for England in his 9th international, and England now lead 2-0. We're in the 56th minute.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication here when that cross came in from Livramento. John, didn't look to be any real danger. I think it's Nathan Collins and Josh Cullen. Livramento gets to the byline, kind of cuts it back. Almost both of them get in each other's way. There's a ricochet between them both, which carries the ball straight to the back post. And before Derek O'Shea can adjust, he's reasonably tight to Gordon. He volleys a first time inside the back post. A real controlled finish from the Newcastle winger.
2-0 England against the 10 men of Ireland. It's going to be a long last 35 minutes or so. There's a shot there of the interim manager Lee Carsley, just punches the air in delight. Ex-Irish international, current under 21 manager for England, relinquishing the role to let Thomas Tuchel take over on the 1st of January. I don't think the pressure of the England job suited Lee Carsley. I think he's quite happy to go back and work with the youths.
Yeah, I think so. He's been very successful there. I think he's got a strong rapport with the players at underage level. So I think you're right, genuine. He will be happy to go back to that position. But he'll go back a very happy man off the back of a win this evening and top of the group. Justifiably, he can be well happy how he's kind of carried himself and how his team have played predominantly under his tenure. 2-0 at the moment. Got everything, fingers crossed here.
Greece now lead 2-0 in Finland. So England 2-0. They have to keep touching them because there's a 2-goal differential between the two of them.
Yeah, gotcha.
They've got to keep ahead of Greece in terms of goals scored. Looks like they're going to maybe have a field day here. We're in the 57th minute and Collins gets across in front of Livramento and prevents the shot coming in, but it's at the expense of a corner. We're in the 58th minute. England 2, Ireland 0. Gordon and Kane with the penalty. Gordon 3 minutes later on 56 minutes. 2-0 to England. Ireland have never won at Wembley, and it looks like that trend is going to continue. Goal count now 27-14 in favour of England in the 17 matches they've met. England looking to make it 3 wins in a row of Ireland for the very first time. Unbeaten in the last 41 matches in all competitions when going a goal ahead, and now they got a third. That's 3-0, and Conor Gallagher gets his first goal for England as well from the corner. 21 international today for the man from Atletico Madrid. He just taps into the empty net basically from that corner, and Ireland could be on the end of a real hiding here. It's 3-0 England, and we're only in the 58th minute. Yeah, the problem was that near post area happened to us first half. Walker getting across the near post. It happened again. This time it was Guay just driving in there again, just getting in front of the first Irish defender at that near post. I think it's Evan Ferguson just glancing his head towards the back post. It's not going in, but doesn't matter because Conor Gallagher's on the move, anticipating the flick on. It's an relatively easy finish for him. If he doesn't get a flick, Jude Bellingham's coming in behind him as well for the tap in. Amazing really, John, how the game can be taken away from you. How pleased the Irish players would have been for that first half performance. Real kind of confidence, belief coming into the second half. There might be a chance that VAR might knock that off because we're just watching a replay here. Are they going to give the goal or not? Yeah, they are. They kick off, so it's 3-0. Ireland down to 10 with Scales sent off. Just for a moment there I thought they might have referred that to VAR because it looked like Gallagher was slightly offside when the flick header came in from Gay, but the referee has allowed the goal, and it's 3-0. I don't want to really bring this up, but Ireland's biggest defeat was 7-0 to Brazil, and the way things are going with 3 goals in the space of 5 minutes, and Ireland down to 10 men, let's hope that record stays intact. We're on the hour mark. England 3, Republic of Ireland 0. Such a shame after their heroics in the first half.
It really is, but this is reality, this situation. The players have to accept, and it's a different type of challenge now, John. The game's over, it's done, it's been taken away from us, but we've got to kind of regroup, get our focus back, concentration levels, and just make sure we don't concede anymore. It's as simple as that. A little bit of pride kicks in as well. Manager's going to have to look at it in terms of maybe substitutes from the bench, energy levels onto the pitch between now and the end of the game.
England are going to make a substitution, but Ireland again funneling back. Bellingham in the central position for England. Now this near side to Livramento to Kane. Kane's Ball deflected off Cullen last, and it's easy in the end for Gallagher to sting out of it. There's a substitution be ready on the far side. Can't quite see who it is yet, but we'll give you confirmation of that as we go on. It's their number 16, Taylor Harwood Bellis, who's going to come on for his first cap for England.
Yeah, one of Lee Carsley's men. I think he was his captain at underage level, the other 21s, won a major tournament. Big moment for him, international debut.
This is club football with Southampton. He hasn't been introduced just yet, but you can hear the English support now, much happier. Ireland at least trying to keep their spirits up by singing the fields of Athenry, but it's in a lost cause now at this stage. And the boos are ringing around for the English supporters, for the Irish supporters singing the fields of Athenry. Here's Kane, the edge of the penalty area. Livramento tried to just knock him at the outside of the boot to Manduque, but Manduque is beaten to the punch there, and it's gone out for a throw, and now they can effect this change. It's Kyle Walker going off. Yeah, number 2, Kyle Walker. And a big day for the new man, Taylor Harwood Bellis from Southampton, makes his international debut. Walker off, Harwood Bellis on, and that's in the 62nd minute.
Yeah, these lads are the future. Harwood Bellis, Quance on the bench, Bramwaite at Everton. These are the players you feel over the next 5 to 10 years are going to drive this England team forward. Not Kyle Walker, I think his best days now are behind him in an English jersey. The amount of young talent this England squad potentially is phenomenal.
Ireland can see the corner again. Pressure is building for more goals here, and it's going to be Gordon, one of the goal scorers, to take it on the far side in front of the English supporters away to our right hand side. Ireland in green and white, England in white and blue, and it's the 3 lines that lead 3-0. Gallagher to take it. Liam Scales sent off, don't forget, in the second half. It's really put the kibosh on Ireland. Here comes Gallagher, swings it in. Gallagher claims, well, he punches it clear to the edge of the penalty area. Cries for shoot. Doesn't quite come off for Hull, and it's eventually up and over the crossbar. It's going to be a goal kick to the Republic of Ireland. Let's pop into the studio and see what the reaction is.
Yeah, thanks, John. Pat Finlan, all going so well. They've then get 3 goals in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's completely changed. You know, Ireland were very good in the first half, but I can see it so early on. Penalty kick, Scales gets a red card, so it's back to the wall. It's just about not conceding again, to be honest, just making sure we get out there. If we can get out with a 3-0, it'll be we'll be doing well.
Should he make changes? Should he bring on more defenders?
You're going to need fresh legs, there's no doubt about that, because they worked so hard in the first half as well, and they're going to have to put a bigger shift in with 10 men, so I'd imagine we'll see some changes shortly in the Irish team.
Alan, it looks like energy has dropped in the Irish players.
Yeah, the life has been sucked out of them nowadays, I suppose, in the manner in which they conceded as well, and off the back of a good performance at half time. But we did say it was only 45 minutes, and with the quality that England possess, the game can change in an instant. One pass from Harry Kane, an unbelievable pass, Bellingham is in to give away the penalty. Scales is unfortunate to be sent off, and he was playing quite well, but it was a second yellow, Des, and then to concede so quickly after. So it is, I think it's just damage limitation now, and once we don't get hammered, really.
Okay, Greece are leading 2-0 in Finland, so it's important for England to have to better the Greek result. So we'll be back with John and Kenny in just a moment. It's England 3, Ireland 0.
Sunday Sport on RTE Radio 1.
If you have a TV, you must have a TV licence. It's the law. Make your payments easy with yearly, twice yearly, quarterly or monthly direct debits. See tvlicence.ie for more. Your TV licence made easier. Brought to you by the Government of Ireland.
Discover the Electrolux laundry range at Power City. Big loads, no biggie with the extra large 10 kg capacity washing machines. To learn more about the range of Electrolux appliances, go to powercity.ie.
Discover Centra's Simple Savers, your go-to for great everyday value. Like Nestle Quality Street 813 gram, only €8. Selected biscuits and chocolates like Celebrations pouch, €4 each. And Carlsberg 8-can pack, $13.57 plus deposit. Enjoy easy, simple prices weekly on your favourite products. Centra. Live every day. Enjoy alcohol sensibly.
You might think you've heard all the reasons why solar energy at home is such a good idea. But what if you haven't? Okay, you save money on your electricity bills, you're more self-sufficient, you can improve your home's BER. But there's another reason. You can now get it from us. Bord Gáis Energy. Yep, one of Ireland's most trusted brands, around for over 45 years, are now doing solar installations. To start your solar journey, visit bordgashenergy.ie today. T's and C's apply.
Looking for the ideal car for your next adventure? Explore the Volvo range of electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles at our Autumn 251 event. Choose our compact, all-electric Volvo EX30 for big performance in a small package, or our new 7-seater XC90 with next-gen user interface and a hybrid backup plan. Take your next trip in safety, style and comfort. Test drive your 251 Volvo today. Visit your local Volvo retailer or see volvocars.ie. Terms and conditions apply.
It's my family, my business. I don't need any help from you people. Keep asking all these questions. Mum and me are fine. I'm gonna leave her alone for 5 minutes. She freaks out. I just don't know how to help her. Note said she's not coming back. I've got no family, no friends. Came over yesterday. Things are kind of normal again thanks to you listening to me every week. I'm feeling better, you know.
Bernardo's changed many children's stories, but we can't without your support. Please donate today at bernardos.ie, because childhood lasts a lifetime.
There's a party of magical flavours this Christmas with Lidl. Our frozen party time range, chorizo sausage rolls, crispy prawns and much more, 2 for €4. And make evenings sparkle with Prosecco Frizzante, just $6.21. Wishing you a magical Christmas with Lidl. Get the facts be drinkaware, visit drinkaware.ie.
Tá ceanglas talíthúla níis gach a gréach a bhfuil níos mó ná 150 fostaíocha, tuairisciú a dhéanamh roinnt figúrí tábhachtacha a bhaineann leis an marna fá iad ina hinscinaí. Rinne na figúrí a riamh do rá a dáta I mí a bheitheh, agus ní mór iad a thuairisciú faoi dhearan na bliana seo. Fá amach conas tuairisciú I gceart gov.ie/gender pay gap. Tianscanamh de chuid rialtas na hÉireann.
This is Colin Lee, Head of Programme Operations for GOAL. This Christmas, families across the Middle East, Africa and Central America are being driven to the very brink of survival by conflict and climate change. GOAL urgently needs your help to reach more people. Make a life-saving Christmas donation today at goal.ie. That's goal.ie. Thank you.
Sometimes the best things come in small packages, like the Fiat 500 you could win if you take out a car insurance policy with An Post Insurance. Get great cover at a great price and a chance to win a fantastic electric Fiat 500. Get a quote now at onpostinsurance.ie. Acceptance criteria, terms and conditions apply and are available at onpostinsurance.ie/promotions. Competition ends January 31st, 2025. One Direct Ireland Limited, trading as An Post Insurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. One Direct Ireland Limited is a wholly owned subsidiary of An Post.
This is Sunday Sport on RTE Radio 1.
And you're welcome back to Sunday Sport. The match in Cardiff, the Rugby International, has finished Australia 52, Wales 20. Straight back to Wembley. Let's rejoin Kenny and John.
Yeah, it's still 3-0 to England. Didn't miss much actually there because there wasn't a lot of action. Festi Ebuzeli went down. We're in the 69th minute incidentally. Ebuzeli went down and that was a chance for Heimer Hallgrimsson to make 3 changes for Ireland. Ryan Manning has come on for his 13th cap. The Galway man who's playing with Southampton these days. And Finn Azaz also was substitute against Finland. The Middlesbrough man's on for his 4th cap. Troy Parrott has replaced Evan Ferguson. Ebuzeli's gone off, also Callum O'Dowda. And they're the 3 substitutions for Ireland. Just the 1 sub for England so far, with Taylor, Harwood, Bellis coming on in the second half. But England in command against 10-man Ireland. If you just joined us, Liam Scales sent off after taking down Jude Bellingham in the penalty area. He'd already been booked in the first half, got a second yellow, and the red followed from a Belgian referee. And England have picked Ireland's pockets ever since. Here's Kane on the edge of the area, lifted across the far side. Kane has a much better second half than he's had in the first, but that's a very poor touch from Noni Manduke of Chelsea, and all he can do is knock it out of play. It's going to be goal kick for Ireland. What about the changes?
Yeah, I think they had to come. You have no problem with them. Ryan Manning in that left back position. Troy Parrott for Evan Ferguson. Evan's not going to see a huge amount of the ball. Wherever centre forward you happen to pitch, John, put a huge shift in Evan in the first half, so saved his legs a little bit. And Finn Azaz, actually, I thought was very bright when he came on the other day against Finland. gets an opportunity, John, well, he might have an opportunity to do a lot of running around the pitch and making a lot of tackles, because England are going to dominate this ball between now and the end of the game. It was difficult enough with 11 men on the pitch, but more difficult now for obvious reasons.
Brilliant challenge from Mark McGuinness, but unfortunately the ball was played off his face by Cullen as he tried to get it clear. But Ireland do have the ball, and the ball over the top is asking an awful lot of Sammy Schmodix, because Pickford comes to the edge of his area and just cushions the pass down to Livramento. And back come England again with Conor Gallagher of Atletico Madrid. Could have played for Scotland or Ireland, indeed, Gallagher, with that name. But England international and a goal scorer here. Kane, penalty on 53 minutes. Gordon added to that on 56, and Gallagher on 58. 3-0. Oh, nearly 4. Ball across the area by Manduque. It was a fizzed one. Just went across the 6-yard area, and Kane just missed the lunge. Here's Bellingham on the edge of the area trying to weave his way through. Bellingham trying to pick out Kane, overhit it. Collins just shoveled it out to the far side. England will pick up possession again. Kane's gone tumbling in the area, and it's going to be it's not actually, the England players are just waiting for their man to get back to his feet. Ball's back now towards the halfway line with Mark Gay of Crystal Palace, born in the Ivory Coast. Came to the youth at Chelsea. He's wearing his 22nd cap tonight for England. Hasn't scored for them yet. Might sense an opportunity maybe today, as England are on top, leading 3-0. Manduque down towards the byline. Good challenge though by Ryan Manning, who's now on as a substitute on that left-hand side for Ireland. But here's Kane in the penalty area. Kane, just got the ball nicked off his toe by Josh Cullen. Combination, 2 Irish defenders there, because Kane was weaving his way through in the 6 towards the 6-yard box, and it was a very good challenge at the end for Josh Cullen.
Yeah, it was good skill from Kane. Put it through the legs of Nathan Collins, and just as well Josh Cullen was alive there, sensed the danger, got around on the cover and made the interception. Good work from him. It's put a great shift in. Josh Cullen now possession in particular, obviously he knows the attributes he has. Player who plays with his heart in his sleeve, gets around the pitch, looks to make tackles, really good team player. I'm going to need him between now and the end of the game to shore up that midfield, give the back four a bit of protection. Mark McGuinness likewise had a really good game, very competent at heart of defence. Him and Nathan Collins now got to be really kind of vocal, keep the team together, the shape of the team, try and see out this game as best we can, not hemorrhage any more goals if possible.
England ranked 4 in the world, Ireland ranked 63. I mentioned it on Thursday night, now behind Burkina Faso. You were appalled by that, weren't you? You were number 62.
Clearly why you've mentioned it again, John.
Oh dear. Anyway, it's shining through here really for England. They were the better side at the Aviva, and they, first half was 0-0. Ireland finding a rearguard action, but as soon as Scales was sent off, the penalty went in, and the house of cards came tumbling down. Back towards Mark McGuinness. Mark McGuinness has had a decent game on his debut as well. Plays it back to Kelleher. It wasn't the greatest of clearance from Kelleher, just spooned it in the air, and it stays in England's possession. England with Curtis Jones, second cap for him today, having scored against Greece. Bellingham lays it out the far side to Gordon, gets the return ball again, or goes for the return ball again with O'Shea at his heels, and O'Shea commits the foul. Bellingham just nicked the ball past him. O'Shea dived in. Looks like he was going to go for a corner anyway, but the referee has given a free kick in a good position there on that left-hand side, and England are going to make a triple substitution there as well.
Bellingham just keeps going like a wound-up toy, John. He really does. 3-0 up, doesn't matter to him. Keeps making those runs, keeps demanding the ball, keeps doing the hard yards for the team. Exceptional player.
They're helping us here, but they're bringing on 19, 20 and 21. So that's Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa on for his second cap, Jared Bowen of West Ham on for his 14th, and Dominic Solanke of Spurs on for his 3rd. Gordon's gone off as one of the substitutions anyway. Manduque has also gone off. So Gordon, Gallagher and Manduque on 75 minutes, and it's Rogers, Bowen and Solanke again, very inexperienced players, but getting their opportunity tonight.
Yeah, Rogers an interesting one. Had a great start to the season at Aston Villa. Bit of a maverick. John plays a kind of number 10, has a lot of freedom at Aston Villa, really affects the game though. Really talented footballer. Bowen we know about, West Ham captain, the quality he has, and Solanke established himself as a real contender, that kind of number 9 position. Him and Ollie Watkins really trying to push Harry Kane's for a start.
Free kick is taken, rolled, 4-0. First touch of the game for Gerard Bowen into the penalty area, left-footed. The 23-year-old scores his first goal for England, and he hammered it past Kelleher. It's getting worse for Ireland. It's England 4, Republic of Ireland 0.
Oh, that's a really well worked free kick, John. Amazing, really. Bowen's on the pitch, but he switched on. He understands his role already, what's expected of him in this situation. 7 times out of 10, maybe the opposition player elects to put this ball into the box for a header, but they don't. Bowen just swivels around the back of the Irish rear guard. The ball's played back towards the edge of the 18-yard box. And on his left foot just kind of guides it in with the inside of his left foot. Really controlled finish. There's a couple of blocks on the Irish players. Harry Kane gets a little bit of a block on Josh Cullen, which prevents him from getting out and maybe getting the block. But Bowen's really good in these situations. Left foot, right foot. Very clinical. Outstanding goal.
Kelleher had no chance. It came through a ruck of players, and by the time he saw the ball, it was actually in the back of the net. So it's getting worse. England's biggest win, 1882, 13-0 against Ireland. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't have enough time for it, I don't think. But Ireland's biggest defeat was 7-0. It's 4-0 now. Let's hope that's the end of that. But I wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah, a few things going against us here, John. You mentioned about it before in terms of the importance of the win for England and even the goal return this evening. In fact, it's Lee Carthy's last game. Just feel as if these English players are pushing themselves a little bit 20% more normally than when they would in this situation. Crowds involved as well. It's been quite energised, so don't think this England team is going to take a step back.
Well, Ireland are pushing forward here now, and the ball on the right hand side in towards Smodics. Didn't quite reach him, but they do retain possession with Malumbi. Now to Manning on the left hand side of the penalty area. Chance for Ireland to get the ball into the penalty area indeed, and get a shot away. That's the first shot on target that Ireland have had, and it's easy in the end for Pickford. And there's Ryan Manning who got forward, the substitute, swivelled, hit it left footed. It's not enough power to beat Pickford.
Yeah, it was a good little swivel.
Andy Moran been ready, is he? Or is he on?
Yeah, he's on.
He's on, yeah. Cullen's gone off. We didn't see that. My apologies. Andy Moran from the 21s is on, and they've taken Cullen off.
No, what a moment for him, John.
Back to the second cap. My apologies. It's the second cap from Stoke City, and it's almost 5-0 as the ball fizzed across the area, and Mark McGuinness got a strong foot in the way. McGuinness has certainly played well tonight, and he's had to, because the amount of pressure that's been on that back four has been immense.
No, he certainly has. He's an absolutely brilliant there to track the run of Bellingham. The ball was zipped in behind Nathan Collins. Could have been forgiven maybe for just being stood there watching the run of Bellingham. He didn't. He tracked it, made a great tackle. And you're right, John, he's had a fine game, done all the basics right for me. That's the important thing for a centre half. Won his headers, won his tackles, tracked runners. Yeah, he can be proud of his performance.
Another new man on for England, Angel Gomez of Lille, 24-year-old, is on for his fourth cap. And Jones has gone off.
Yeah.
That's in the 79th minute. He even got a corner.
Always looks like he needs a good dinner. Angel Gomez, when I see him up close, John. Gee, he's only a dot of a player, isn't he?
Tiny. Corner's taken. Ireland deal with it. And now here's the aforementioned Gomez. He's a tiny little man, isn't he? The ball is crossing the penalty area. It's going to be 5. Oh dear. 5-0, and Taylor Harewood Bellis, his first goal on debut from Southampton, all played into the penalty area just to get a good strong header on it, because there's nobody beside him. And in the 80th minute it's now 5-0, and that 7-0 win or defeat by Brazil is getting closer.
Yeah, he just drove into the space off the shoulder of Mark McGuinness and in front of Darragh O'Shea. It's a wonderful delivery into the box. It's Jude Bellingham, isn't it? Just swazzes it off the outside of his right foot almost. It's a wonderful delivery. I think Darragh O'Shea and Mark McGuinness be looking at each other there and thinking, could we done a little bit better? One of us makes contact with Harwood Bells. Darragh O'Shea even, I know he's gone the wrong side, but if you can't win the header, can you just go and engage the player, just put him off balance? Still has a bit to do, the English centre half, John. It's not an easy finish, just directs it back across the goal, which is what you tell a player to do. It's another wonderful goal from an England point of view. Still pushing, John. Just get that sense they're hungry for more goals. It's going to be a long last 10-15 minutes for this Irish team.
Sad to see some of the Irish supporters are moving away. Well, they know the game's up. Here's Smodics on the left hand side, does well, gets into the penalty area. Smodics, but he's crowded out of it, but still retains possession for Ireland. Plays it back to Manning on the left hand side of the penalty area, plays it into a more central position where Malumbi just heads it down. Zaz on the edge of the penalty area, trying to work something here, maybe get a consolation goal, which would be something. Back to Collins it goes. Ireland will push forward. England are all behind the ball now. It's midway inside the English half of the field. Back to Malumbi. And now Collins. Collins was in a more of a midfield role, but with the sending off of Liam Scales, that was the end of that. And he's got into central position in the back four now. Back to Manning, he plays it. England just switched off now. It's 5-0. Some of the younger lads have come on and they've scored and contributed, and that ball over the top by Collins is just too much on it. Ironic cheers from the English supporters towards Manning's gone out for the throw.
Let's hope they're going to switch off, John. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. Look hungry, these English players, particularly substitutes coming off the bench.
Throw for England, level with their penalty area. They've gone to Kane. Kane gets the return ball again. He's all over the park in the second half, the English captain. Very quiet in the first, but a lot more effective in the second. A wonderful ball to Bellingham when Scales was sent off, and that really set the momentum for England. And as a good long strong run, surging run into the penalty area by Lewis Hall is ignored, which is a pity because it was a very good run. We were exhausted at the end of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, John. England's left back could be excused for just sitting there and taking a breather. He's not. He's driving 40 yards forward at full pelt. These English players still motivated to go hunt more goals.
England 5, Republic of Ireland 0. We had hoped to sneak something out of this game, but with Scales sending off, that was the end of that. Penalty converted by Kane, and then the doors open for England. Here's Gomez, diminutive little number 8 substitute, makes his way across the park in the Irish half of the field to Bellingham. Bellingham plays it out that far side, now looks for the return ball again, in fact leads it to Gomez, and now Bellingham has it. Chance for England now to perhaps get another one. They're just lining things up now on the left hand side. Back to Bellingham it goes. Bellingham looks up, might change the play, he does. Pens it out to Livramento, heads the ball down. The ball is in the Irish penalty area as the shot comes in and is charged down by Bowen, who's already scored in this game. He's got the ball again at his feet outside the Irish penalty area. Here's Mark Gay wearing 6 at that far side it goes, and it's come off Irish defender Lass O'Shea, and that's going to be a corner to England.
It's frightening, John, the talent England having these forward areas of the pitch. Technical ability, Solanke there, Bowen, technical qualities, phenomenal 1-2 touch play. When you consider the likes of kind of Cole Palmer or Foden not even available this evening, Eze, phenomenal really.
Grealish, Rice, all of those people as well, Anyway, corner on that far side for England. Jared Bowen, the 23-year-old, to take it. 14 international for him to score his first goal, and it was a fine one as well too. Good strong header away from that corner from Dara O'Shea, but Jude Bellingham plays a bit of keep ball, something you can see in the park, a bit of keepy-uppy. And the Irish supporters at least trying to see their side out and don't concede any more goals. We're in the 84th minute. England 5, Ireland 0. O'Shea has got defending to do as well, and he brings down his man. That could be a yellow card for the Irish defender. I'd say it is, yep. Up goes the card. Bellingham working his way down that left hand side, and O'Shea left with no option really but to bring him down.
Yeah, I think that's a yellow card now. He got caught wrong side, and that's a deliberate attempt to take the player down. I can understand that. In contrast to Liam Scale inside the box, I think was making a genuine attempt when he stuck his right leg out to stop Bellingham. Yes, gives away the penalty kick. That's the one I'd argue a little bit in terms of whether it was totally necessary, John, in terms of the second yellow card for Liam Scales, which is really taking this game away from us.
Bellingham standing over the ball. Plenty of white shirts in the Irish penalty area. It's just on the left hand side, midway between the byline and the edge of the penalty area. Bellingham and Gomez standing alongside each other. He plays a shot to Gomez, gives it back to Bellingham, lining up a shot. Bellingham charged down by Collins and rescued in the end from the potential of a corner by Caoimhín Kelleher. It remains 5-0.
Yeah, quite creative England. Those free kicks, John, not taking the easy option, just floating them into the box again. Bellingham playing the short one, dropping his shoulder, a little bit of a disguise, cutting onto his right foot, almost getting a shot on target. A really good attitude from the English players, kind of second half, even going ahead and putting this game to bed, still pushing, still a real kind of hunger to score more goals for themselves, and I'm guessing for the manager as well.
It all looks so good for Ireland as they trotted off at half-time at 0-0. Their rearguard action, but it's all fallen apart in the second half. 5-0 England. And they're going to make another substitution on that far side. Sammy Smolix is going off, injured in the first half. And it's going to be McAteer who's coming on. Casey McAteer of Leicester City for his 4th cap.
Another great shift. Sammy Smolix had a difficult start to the game. First 10-15 minutes, get the ball away and necessarily John a couple of deep areas of the pitch, but thought he covered really well after that. Had a fine game. I sense a lot of frustration, those players coming off the pitch, the Irish players. I can understand it.
Huge crowd here, 79,969. Wembley is starting to empty out though. Results is done and dusted. 4 minutes to play plus added time. We had a raft of substitutions in the second half. England hungry for more, perhaps. And they're in the penalty area, back here towards Kane. That was an important interception from the Irish player, just nicked it away from his toe because Kane was pulling the trigger there.
Yeah, it was Casey McAteer, wasn't it? Again, really enjoying themselves now, the English players. Livramento getting himself on the overlap, linking up with Bowen down this right hand side. Back heel, John, wasn't it? From the edge, from the goal line, almost into the path. The Kane it was, yeah. Read it well, McAteer actually. Was quite diligent there in his defensive work.
Kane's eyes would have lit up. Now he's got a chance again. He's in the penalty area. He's Kane. Caoimhín Kelleher shovels it away, saves with his feet. He does a lot of saving with his feet actually. Caoimhín Kelleher trying to make himself big. Kane, the English captain, would try to go across the goalkeeper, which he should do, but it was a good save in the end.
Yeah, space is opened up now again. Bellingham was the one threading the pass into Kane. Nathan Collins showing him down onto his left side. Probably the best thing. Decent save from Caoimhín.
Ireland letting England have the ball because they've got short from that corner. Gomez took it. It's with Bowen. Bowen plays to Livramento. It's on debut. Decent game on that right hand side. It's for Newcastle next Southampton. He'll play for Scotland, but he's an international now. Here's Bellingham. It's a very good game. Bellingham floats one into the penalty area, looking for the back stick. And Ireland in trouble here once again. Oh, Kelleher makes a save from Bowen. It was straight at him, and he parried it away. He'd expect him to make that save, but it was a really good build-up play, and there's going to be a yellow card for Gomez for taking down the Irish player Finn Azaz.
Amazed he hasn't scored, John. It was the exact same finish that he actually scored from, but probably 10 yards closer to the goal. Little cut back from Morgan Rogers on his left foot. Just had to make decent contact off his left side again, as he did for the goal, and he would have scored. Kicked it into the ground. Easy save for Caoimhín. He'll be hugely disappointed at that ball.
Last minute of the contest in about 30 seconds time plus the added time. Ireland trailing by 5-0. England's largest winning margin over Ireland outside of that 1892 victory in that was a European qualifier, and that was a competitive match we're talking about here. It was 5-1 in a European qualifier back in 1957. Side's very first Wembley encounter, so kind of a replica on that, but Ireland haven't scored, but England have got the 5. And they have the ball now with Gomez to Bellingham. Bellingham looks up, tries to chip one over the top. McGuinness was going to head that, but he just let it go and it drifted over his head, and it's picked up by Rogers on that far side, and the ball was played in towards Dominic Solanke, and Caoimhín Kelleher had to get ahead of him. Remains at 5-0 in the last minute.
Yeah, not stepping back, John, are they, England? Jude Bellingham's absolutely phenomenal. Look at him here, he's giving away a free kick, John, but he's just making 10-20 yard runs consistently between Irish players, trying to get a tackle, trying to disrupt the play for his team. Brilliant attitude. Real leadership qualities, Bellingham at such a young age.
Bellingham, bit of a rugby tackle there on McIntyre, but he got away with just conceding the free kick. Missed that. Many minutes we got of time? We got 3. Well, they could have given a lot more with the stoppages and the substitutions, but 3 to put Ireland out of the misery, and just kind of indicative of the way the match has gone. Collins just knocks the ball out of play in his attempts to pick up Manning on the left hand side. It's going to be a throw to England.
Yeah, it's a funny one, John Ray. You look at the scoreline 5-0, but I'm actually not that down. I've got to be honest with you. When you understand the circumstance of the game, how well we played 11v11 in that first half. Spoke about how good we were defensively, but I thought the last 15 minutes of that first half, we actually came into the game and carried a threat going forward. I was actually really confident going into that kind of second half, but of course the sending off has changed absolutely everything. Now, that's not an excuse necessary for conceding kind of 5 goals. You have a man sent off, it happens, you have to deal with it sometimes, but such is the quality in this England team. They've really kind of exposed that kind of one-man deficiency. But
the chance for number 6, but the ball across the area is headed out for a corner. Kane's trotting over there to receive it. Kane, England captain, rolls it short to Gomez and then goes on a run himself, but Gomez didn't spot him. Back to Bowen. Curries to shoot. Well, McGuinness came out and made himself big, threw himself at the England number 20, and Bowen, bit of a wild swipe in the end, but he's already scored. Missed by about 3 feet.
Yeah, but he's confident, John. We've seen him score off his left hand side. He's confident taking it on his right as well. He's a little bit unlucky, John, in terms of not getting more game time for England. Such the quality they have off the flanks, but he's a player of real kind of quality, always kind of delivers.
But in your summation, still a little bit of hope for Ireland, even though it's a heavy defeat in the end.
Yeah, I do, John. That's what I'm saying. I'm not despondent. My chin's not on the floor here when this final whistle is going to go, because of what I saw in that kind of first half. Thought manager and the coaching staff deserve a lot of credit. That hybrid role Nathan Collins played, the whole deep line midfield position, dropping into the back forward as well. Supplementing them, I thought it worked really well first half, looked really compact, giving Caoimhín Kelleher almost nothing to do, and I thought we did carry a goal threat as the half went on. Unfortunately, didn't see that come to fruition in the second half for the reasons that we spoke about. So look, it's going to be a tough one to take for these lads, but they shouldn't be too despondent.
Well, they perhaps to have a chance here of getting a goal back in the game, but Gomez thwarts that move, and nice little play by the substitute just to take the sting out of that attack. We're in the last couple of seconds now of the 3 minutes. All eyes on our Belgian referee now to see what he's going to add on. Shouldn't be much of that. Here's Kane on the halfway line. Kane plays it out to Bowen on the right hand side. Inside goes to Bellingham on the halfway line. Bellingham's had a terrific game. But it's 5-0. Ireland put to the sword in the second half. The scale sending off, and now at walking pace as we look at the referee blowing the full-time whistle. It's despondency for Ireland after a terrific first half. The sending off of Scales changed this match dramatically as Kane scored the penalty, and then England just went to town. Harwood Bellis, one of the goal scorers. Bowen, also a substitute, came on and scored as well to make it 5, Republic of Ireland 0. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. From memory from Kenny and myself. Analysis to come after this break.
Sunday Sport on RTE Radio 1.